they acquired British citizenship through naturalization, or if they were born British, and if you were born abroad, there is a potential chance you can acquire British citizenship by descent. Hi, in this video I want to answer a few of your questions about British citizenship. So thank you for leaving those questions in comment section. In previous YouTube videos, I've collected few questions around British citizenship and I'm answering those questions right now on this video for you. So question number 1, I'll read it out loud from the list of questions I've collected. Does the UK grant third citizenship to dual citizen? The answer is yes. The UK doesn't have any problem of the number of nationalities you hold. So yeah, UK doesn't have any problem of you having multiple citizenship. So that's question 1. Number 2 is, to satisfy the 12 months restriction free period after 5 years stay to get citizenship, does that count from the date of the grant of the visa or date of the card issued, which I believe the person is asking about the BRP card issue date or the grant of the ILR, which is a permanent residency or settled status date. What date shall we count that 12 month of restriction free period? That's the question, and the answer is the period will be calculated from the date of grant of your status. So if you were granted ILR or settled status or permanent residency on a specific date, your restriction free period starts from that day for next 12 months for you to qualify to apply for British citizenship. Now I want to add one more point in this question, which is not related but kind of useful for those who is having a British spouse. So if you are having a British spouse, if you are married to a British spouse, if you have a British partner or a spouse and you get the ILR, then you can apply for British citizenship straight away. If you have spent 5 years in the UK, you don't need to wait for 1 year of your stay in the UK without restriction. You don't need to wait for that. You can apply straight away as soon as you get ILR, and if you have spent 5 years in the UK, if you have a British spouse or a partner. So that's very useful. It's fast track your citizenship application. So the third question is, my grandfather had a British citizenship and then my father had a British citizenship through my grandfather. Can I get British citizenship? The answer is not straightforward here. So it depends, but let me add a bit more context. But before I do that, I want to say anything what I say on this video should not be constituted as a professional legal advice. British nationality is a very complex area of law. So if you require a bespoke legal advice, please reach out to a professional. You can reach out to my team or any professional who specializes in British Nationality Act, and they can advise you further. But let's pick this subject. So grandfather is British citizenship, father was British citizenship. Can I get British citizenship or not? It depends how your father acquired British citizenship. If your father acquired citizenship otherwise than by descent, then he could potentially pass citizenship to you even if you were born abroad. So you need to figure it out. How did your father acquire British citizenship? What does it mean by otherwise than by descent? So if the grandfather was British citizen, if he was born British or if he naturalized British citizen, and if your father was born in the UK, he has a stronger citizenship which is otherwise than by descent, then he can pass citizenship to you by descent even if you are born abroad. So yeah, it's a bit complex, probably might not be making sense what I'm saying. I hope it makes sense. Next question is, does having a parent that is British citizen but not a British resident help me to get citizenship? I am over 18. The answer to this question is very similar to the previous question. We need to find out, how did your parent acquire British citizenship? So if they acquired British citizenship through naturalization, or if they were born British, and if you were born abroad, there is a potential chance you can acquire British citizenship by descent. So yeah, please reach out to our professional team, arrange a consultation. They can do a more fact finding of your case and can advise you further, or seek any professional legal advice. The next question is, I'm a refugee, I have ILR, I'm unemployed, I don't have pay slips, I don't have passport, so how can I prove that I lived 5 years in the UK, please? What documents do I need in this case? So there aren't any hard and fast documents you need to provide when you apply for citizenship. All you need to satisfy is you were in the UK at least legally for 5 years. You are a person of a good character. That's very important, because when I say good character requirement, it's very complex. It touches on a lot of subjects. If you enter the UK illegally, you might not be constitute as a person of a good character, so it requires consultation. The basic requirement, you should be in the UK normally. This is normally you should be in the UK for 5 years lawfully, and at the time of ILR you should be free from immigration control. Few exceptions, but you should have spent 12 months in the UK immigration control free. Then you could qualify to apply for naturalization as a British citizen. So that's the basic requirement. I hope that helps. So there isn't any requirement of providing pay slips or bank statements to support this application. Even if you are a refugee, if you are in the UK and you have been now granted ILR, you would not be granted ILR if you don't satisfy the normal residence requirement of 5 years, I believe. So that supports your claim of being in the UK for 5 years. Hope that makes sense. The next question is, I'm a student, I have a baby, and the father of my baby is a British citizen. How do I apply for citizenship for my child? And I'm a student. Okay, it's fine. So the person who is asking question is a student. I believe, and this is my best guess, that this student is not a British citizen, but the child the person is having has a father who is British citizen. So if any child born in the UK to a British parents is automatically British. So all you need to do is just apply for a British passport straight away. That's the answer to your question. So you can complete the application form, probably go to the post office, complete the application form. They will advise you on what documents to provide, but normally you need evidence that the father is British citizen, so father's British passport or naturalization certificate if applicable, and birth certificate of the child with the name of the father there. That should be sufficient to get the British passport for this child. Hope that makes sense. For questions around British citizenship, if you like the content I create, please do like this video, subscribe to my channel, or drop your question in the comment section below, and I will create follow-up video for you. Thank you for watching again.